Podracing fans. Welcome to the Podracing Weekly Sportscast. I am your host, Gamedraco, and this week in Podracing, we're going to talk about the conclusion of the tournament with the final two matches completed. But first, here are all the races that came down to less than a second in these final two matches. Gets fourth place.
Here at the end of the line, we're starting at the very beginning of the game with Bunta Training Course, the second shortest board in the game. The countdown was already given about 2 minutes ago, so we're underway, with Nate Man using the jump strategy, I think.
Yeah. And I think we have about
2.5 seconds synchronized with Nate Man in the lead.
There we go. Ooh!
Nate Man barely
a fifth of a second.
Behind. Boy. Now they're both on the jumps. Ooh, bit of a scrape from Nate Man there.
Let's see. Ooh.
Dicey landing.
Let's see what goes on here. 31.97 versus a 32.19. They're about a fifth of a second off.
Yep, same as last lap. It's very much a case of Mikey's, let's be blunt, deadly consistency versus Nate Man's willingness to gamble. Mikey, one of the most death-averse racers in the entire circuit.
Ooh, that was a
rough
see what
exit.
happens here. Rough exit for both. We have 135.17 versus a 135.61. So, half a second win in favor of Mike. We have about a 11-second difference. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, this is really close. 38.33 versus a 39. Nate Man in the lead. Just barely. See what happens here. Oh! Both avoid the caution wall of death. Mike now looking like he's now in the lead a little bit more. Yeah, Mike's slightly in the lead now. See what goes on here. Mike with a 137.49 versus a 37.98. Mike is just a little bit. Oh! Jeez, both narrowly avoid the caution wall of death. Mike takes a bonk. That makes it really even now. Nate Man looking like he has a very slight lead. Let's see what's going on here. This is going to be really close coming in here.
I have been on mute for the whole time. I am kicking myself in the teeth for that one.
Oh!
Oh! Nate Man takes it. Ooh!
Hundredths of a second difference between them. Nate Man wins by just
500.
Just 400ths of a second.
Ooh.
400ths of a second difference in favor of Nate Man.
And now it's an actual race. Revenge of the Nates. Final board on the prison planet. Let's do it.
About
Nate Man
5.5 seconds. 5.5 seconds.
5.4. Yep. I always found it interesting that if you attempt to tilt in one of these spaces where you're not allowed to tilt, it'll actually give you the error message saying you scrolled too far.
Yep.
That little sound effect. I don't know why it does that, but it does.
Yep.
Both players with the launch pretty clean, hooking over into the off-road section. Mikey Berger just slightly ahead. Although his PowerPoint presentation race format does not really make it easy to determine. Mikey ahead by what looks like about a half second. Vertigo tunnel to the exterior railing. Back up the guide ramp. It looks like Nate Man actually has retaken a slight lead. Nope. Mikey's still holding it by about a fifth of a second. Which is now about a half a second.
Oh my goodness!
Which is back to
1500ths.
Wow.
15ths of a second.
It might be going by quiet, but these races are thrillers. Both of them hopping over and hopping up. Get that last little bit of heat back before the off-road section. Mikey gets slightly more heat. These engines are screaming right now. Both of them taking the transfer over the rock to keep their speed momentum. Looks like Nate Man has regained the lead. And heat is making a difference here. Nate Man able to use more of the boost going into the Vertigo tunnel toward the outside railing. But these railings in particular are quite deadly.
Yep.
In Podracer, the railings do the railing. Nate Man into the AGT. Be careful on the navigation. Clean through the rocks. Nate Man now holding the half-second advantage.
Let's see what this is. 40 flat versus 40.69.
Nate Man with a firm half-second lead. But now he's got to both keep it and build it. Quick hop. Long hop. Get a bit of boost before the off-road section. But now it's Mikey Berger's turn to have a bit more heat to use. Nate Man heading to the rock splitter. Careful. Last time transferring over the rock on the ramp. Out to double curve and on the rock path.
Their heat is almost the same.
Almost. Nate Man has a big outside lane going into the Vertigo tunnel from Nate Man. That might cost him.
Still looks like he's slight lead though.
It's still close. They're on the exterior ramp. I have a feeling AGT is going to decide it all.
It decides almost everything.
Oof. Clean navigation, a little bit dicey.
Yikes!
Nate Man still barely ahead.
And we have 567, 501.
Nate Man takes it.
Half a second. Nate Man takes it by half a second.
5-minute gauntlet. I would kill for some of those times. My goodness.
Actually, that's more like, yeah, just a little over half a second. Jeez.
Magnificent run on the gauntlet. About 0.8 of a second. Favoring Nate Man.
Yep. Yep, about 0.8 of a second. 0.8.
Nate Man using the edge of the aquarium tunnel to keep speed. Narrow line along the fence and the rock outcropping going into the sluice gates. With Mikey Berger just barely ahead.
Oh, I think he's more starting to barrel ahead now. Or maybe that's just the angle from his far view. No, he's starting to pull ahead.
Yep. Oh, he is in far cam. I didn't notice that. That's on me. Turn. Yeah, he's about a half a second ahead.
No, he's more like a second, just under a second ahead.
I'm wondering if the way Nate Man's taking the exit of the figure 8 is having something to do with that.
And theoretically, going to the right is slightly faster, but much riskier. Yeah, Mikey Bear is just pulling ahead now.
He's ahead by about a half a second at the entrance to the aquarium tunnel. Heat patterns nearly identical. Good turns. Nate Man taking the turn to the right side.
Oh boy!
Ooh.
They're really close now.
Mikey's 52.60 ran into Nate Man's 52.10. Nate Man slowly closing back in.
Yeah, they're really close now.
But Mikey with a bit more heat to use.
Nate Man should be coming up on Clegg soon.
Oh,
There's
man.
Clegg. That did it, I think! I think Clegg
no.
did in.
Yeah.
Because he had the
Nate Man slowed down.
boost to avoid crashing for Clegg, and Mikey Bear went with the old struts, and not having a racer allowed him to hold that boost. That took it. Match point for Mike. Just about a second.
About 3.5 seconds off. Or 4.5.
About 3.5.
Nate Man racing pretty clean.
Past the corkscrew. Pausing at the rainy curve. Mike through the corkscrew.
Nate Man decidedly ahead.
Taking a much tighter line. 32. Oh my! Mike was ahead by about a fifth of a second.
That far cam is relentlessly throwing me off here. Nate Man with a bit more heat to work with going into the corkscrew. Navigates it cleanly.
I think it's because the timer is slightly off, but it's so close now I don't want to.
Absolutely, you don't do it again. 30.27, 30.52. Nate Man got the time back. It is going to be a nail biter in the close.
And you go final corkscrew.
Clean.
Final rainy curve.
Clean.
I think Nate Man has this. 32.
Show goes on.
We are off by half a second. Nate Man continues on.
Good decision by Nate to win on the best track. You and I have vastly different opinions of what the best track is, Yam, but I gotta give it to you there. That was a good win to take. Nate Man strikes back. 5-3. Seven seconds.
Yeah.
Nothing.
About 7 seconds in favor of Mike.
Nothing too crazy about this track. Just good old-fashioned straight-up racing. And again, with the cutscene manipulation, that Dozer's going to be in a different position from normal. Nate Man up the right path, and it's very close. With Nate Man slightly ahead, and I mean slightly. But then there's that far cam that always throws me off, so I might be wrong. Ooh, this is good to watch.
Yikes!
Nate Man very close to the inside lane. Yeah, they're neck and neck.
Let's see what happens here. Going into the first lap. Oh! A fifth of a second!
0.21. It is close. And the big decider will be if Mikey decides to extend the lead by another 0.2 or so. Oh no!
Different boost patterns.
And a bump by Nate Man throwing him off the boost. Mikey now firmly ahead.
Nate Man fires it right coming off to get a full boost spike.
Vicecraft is on the move. Be careful, lads.
See what's coming into the lava tubes.
Oof. Dangerous, my dude.
Yeah.
Mikey's still barely ahead. But now Nate Man with even more boost to use.
Oh man, a third of a second.
That's a half a second total. Nate Man's got to pull out all the stops. Both players racing their pants off here. Quite so, yeah. Another bump from Nate Man.
They're just taking it at different speeds, so that's why I'm not too... See what happens here. Fires it off the boost spike again. Gets a stronger peak.
About 2/3 of a second separating Nate Man from Mikey right now. Nate Man coaxing every single shred of boost he can out of the pod.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
They
They're in the market.
Nate Man really gunning it. Don't think it's going to be enough. No, I think Mike's going to take this. 340.07 versus a 340.96. Just under a second off. Mike clinches third place.
Great race. This has to be Homura's run. This has got to be it.
Yeah.
No exceptions.
50-second delay.
Yikes. Seesaw goes back and forth.
We're gonna just have a silent. We're gonna have a silent thing as Homura catches up.
can't do the engine sounds very well, so I can't pretend I know what's going on here. Whoa, good lord, the suicide entrance by Homura. Also, that might be interesting. Homura's running this in tournament mode, or free play mode with 12 other racers on, because they're in one of 12. Even if they're on fast, I think they might wind up running into them. Yeah, I really don't like how that's going to turn out.
Dead heat. Off by about
1.12 again. The magic number.
Yeah.
Silence from Mars, Grabvine Gateway, indeed. Looks like Dom's on slightly less heat going onto the red road, which means I think they will have the advantage coming out of it.
Yep.
See the suicide entrance from Homura again. We certainly will. And
Engine
oh my
fire,
goodness.
deliberate, I think.
Because you're on faster terrain in the AGTs. Yep, that makes sense. Unfortunately, it also means Dom can take the lead heading out of the axe.
They look really like dead heat into the reactor core.
Yeah, I do call it the suicide entrance, Mikey, because of how crazy risky it is to go in that way. And yes, Homura is on free play with 12 racers or tournament mode, which is absolutely crazy. And they're taking the hold, leaving the AGT. I think that does cost
About
you.
a third of a second. Third of a second difference.
See if Homura catches up to the opposition. Catches up again to the opposition.
They are really close.
Close, but Dom is ahead. Another
Fire
deliberate
deliberate.
engine fire. I do think that's costing Homura a little bit.
Not much, though. They are really close to each other.
It's like about a third of a second ahead for Dom. As they're exiting the power cage for the last time and going into the Exegor tunnel.
Here we go. There's a guy.
It is best of 11 digital.
Don takes it by a whisker. 3:48. We are off by half a second. Wait a
We're not.
minute. Now about 10 seconds. 10 seconds for Homura.
Having a bunch of time jumps in the time chasm with the time quake and the time pods.
Ooh, that's a precarious spot to pause on for Homura.
Bowles hops over the EB drop into Beggar's Canyon. Careful of that wall. It's almost impossible not to take a scrape with Bowles.
Yeah, he is supremely difficult to use here. But he has the speed advantage for sure.
Yep, you can see it's about 2/3 of a second ahead of Elon, but in terms of handling, that's where Elon can ever so slightly make it up. Heading into Jagcrag Gorge. Through a cave coming up quick. Dom making sure to dodge
Into the
wide.
Tuscan Dune turn.
No engine fires today. Everyone's clean of the Tuscans. Ooh, Jawa Bend almost claims Bowles.
Almost coined Homura too.
Not going to steal your line if it happens. I got to make sure I don't.
That line was not me. That was from the Racer Revenge announcer.
Dax Gazaway, Digital Unity's favorite.
Ooh.
Refiring on the line there before the hook, taking the hook the long way. Homura able to make up a ton of time on that one. Surface ramp, both firing at the same time over EV drop. Very good races for both of them. Homura making it clean through those turns without a bump. Unfortunately, this is where Dom gets to surge ahead with Bowles.
And he won't get the chance, and Bowles is going to have a much better advantage come lap 2 Hut Flats because of the rocks he cleared on the first lap.
Who needs Sebulba when you're your own best minesweeper?
Ooh, that was a little scary from Homura.
Taking a little hop, and both of them refiring the boost going into the cave. Canyon Duke turn has not claimed an engine yet. It's getting close for Dom, though. Oh boy. Oof.
Oh, dodged the sand crawler barely.
They had a quick crawler there. Homura just barely ahead going into Jet Chute. There's the keyhole.
Here's where Domre is going to really pull ahead now.
Pure speed. Ludicrous speed.
Not by much, though. Ooh! Homura came out faster.
Which means that Dom had a significant edge in the first lap. It wasn't the sync. I trust you with the sync more than I trust my own hand. Both of them on the boost, up the service ramp over EV drop one last time. Beggars Canyon still clean. The Sarlacc pit, you can see the difference in speed. Bolt has an extra 30 in the slow terrain on the boost. Whoa, this is wild. Crag Gorge one last time, going into the Laguna Cave. Firing the boost. Dom looking to be about a second ahead.
Oh my goodness!
Good Lord. Exiting Jet Chute, going for the keyhole.
Oh my goodness!
Taking the far outside, refiring the boost before the start finish.
Come on. It's gotta be close.
Wow.
4/10 of a second in favor of Domare. Frogs.
If you're feeling froggish, go to Uvo 4 and leap.
About 5.5 seconds.
15 and a half.
15.5. But Podracing has got to be one of the funniest characters, I would say, in this game. He has a hilarious motor mouth, and I know it's Digital Unity's icon. He loves that character. He loves Podracing so much.
There he is in the chat, my boy.
Yep. And the other funny thing that I always laugh about with Podracing is that neither Star Wars canon, neither the Lucas Legends nor the Disney canon has explained why Podracing is serving 4 life sentences on Ubu 4 and for what reason.
Tax evasion, man. They got Al Capone with it. They got the Joker with it. They got everyone with tax evasion. They got FUD with it too. I guarantee it.
I can't really say. I just speculate just because it is. Oh my goodness! Fifth of a second difference.
Heading back toward the exterior before the figure 8, which is more of a very thin needle in this case.
Oh, it is a thin needle.
Imagine seeing it with more full details and full HD. I would love it if this game got an HD remaster. As long as they kept in all the gimmicks and bugs, I would love that.
Into the reactor core beam, past the reactor core beam. That beam is so deadly, it will kill you even with invincibility cheats on.
Which is crazy because even the guidebook lets you know that even that reactor core will zap you.
Ooh. This is going to be close again.
Dom up
This
by
time,
0.13. 0.13.
13th of a second.
Heading back toward the needle. Fudd believes that stealing from an unjust system is just. He also ripped the tag off a mattress. I think we found our definitive lore master for Fudd.
Yeah.
Knock, how could he? It was there and no one was watching until they were. Last run through the anti-gravity tunnel. Into the pillars.
Ooh, this is close.
I'm ahead about by a third of a second.
This is close. Third of a second. Almost exact. Third of a second in favor of Dom. As made clear in the bronze medal match races and hinted at in the final match races, the bronze medal goes to Mikey Berger, with Domare getting gold. This makes Domare the first back-to-back champion since Ace in 2020-2021. In between these two, Homura takes silver. This concludes the 2025 tournament. I will see you in a future episode. Good luck, and may the Force be with you.